The Xiaomi Mix Fold 3 just launched today, and they really want to dethrone Samsung. They really want to be the top dog and take over Samsung, especially in the foldable markets. As you can tell by the name, this is their third iteration of their fold device, and they really are coming for Samsung. It does have a lot of nice specs, and it does have a lot of features that can compete with Samsung. But there is one big reason why it will not succeed in dethroning Samsung foldable or the Z Fold 5. I will tell you all of that in this video. Now, this is an article out of GSM Arena. Xiaomi Mix Fold 3 debuts with refined hinge, periscope lens, and SD 8 Gen 2 chip. All right, we're going to get into this article, but before we do that, if you are new to this video and enjoy this type of content, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and hit that like button as well. All right, let's jump into this article here. Yeah, this is our GSM Arena. Last year, Xiaomi launched the world's thinnest foldable phone with the Mix Fold 2, and a year later, Xiaomi is bringing the Mix Fold 3 as a worthy sequel with upgrades across the board. As you scroll through this article, there's going to be a lot of pictures, so you can just take a look at the pictures while I read here. Starting with the profile, Mix Fold 3 is even slimmer than its predecessor, measuring just 5.26 millimeters in when it's unfolded state and 10.89 millimeters when folded. By comparison, the Z Fold 5 here is about 6 or 7 millimeters thin or thick when it's unfolded, and about 13 millimeters thick when it is folded. So the Xiaomi Mix Fold 3 is going to be slimmer than the Samsung Z Fold 5, which I have here. Review will be coming up soon for this, so stay tuned to this channel. Okay. Xiaomi engineers designed a newly vertical stacked motherboard which helped bring the phone size down. So that is really good. Here, this picture right here, Xiaomi self-developed vertical stack motherboard. So you can see here all the internals right here. So 2203 components, measuring at 16.9 centimeters. So Xiaomi did a good job of packing everything in there to really slim down the phone. So that is a really good move by Xiaomi. Xiaomi also developed an all-new proprietary hinge that consists of 198 components and takes up 17% less internal space. The new hinge comes with a 3-element structure and 14 micro hinges that tuck in the main folding display for improved durability and carbon ceramic steel rotating mechanism. So you can see here they spent a lot with the hinge. The hinge is probably one of the most important pieces when it comes to foldable phones. Samsung also redesigned their hinge for the Z Fold 5. Again, I will get into that when I do my review of that, but you see here that's where people are spending a lot of their focus and time on, because the hinge is where, if it's not designed correctly, can allow for damage to the screen. It can allow for dust and debris to get in there, which will damage the screen as well. So you can see here that again, Xiaomi, Samsung, and also the other manufacturers take a lot of time to make sure that that hinge is designed and manufactured correctly. Then cover that. Mix Fold 3's new hinge also supports a 45-degree to 135 hovering opening, which allows you to prop the phone like a mini laptop. You can see here some of the internals of the hinge here. Again, a couple of pictures there. Mix Fold 3 has dual E6 OLED displays. The main 8.0 3-inch LTPO panel brings 1960 by 2160 pixel resolution with 120 hertz refresh rate. So a couple things about the display here. So again, the 8.03 is bigger than Samsung. I think Samsung is about 7.5 or 7.62. So again, their screen is a little bit bigger. They went with LTPO, which will give you better power consumption compared to traditional OLED. So again, that should help the battery last longer in this phone as well. The panel features ultra thin glass and brings HDR10 and Dolby Vision support. The outer 6.56-inch LTP OLED display is covered with Gorilla Glass Victus 2 and brings up to 2560 nits brightness, nits peak brightness in auto mode. Yeah, so some couple of good nice features as well. So you can see here this pretty much has almost similar resolution to what, or aspect ratio, what we'll be seeing from the Z Fold 5. Again, their outer screen, I believe, is also taller than Samsung. I think Samsung is about 6.2, I want to say. I think I could be mistaken, but again, on my review of that, I will have the exact dimensions for that. Moving on to the cameras, Xiaomi equipped the Mix Fold 3 with a quad camera system with Lesia optics. There's a 50 megapixel Sony IMX 800 main camera, um, 23 millimeter equivalent with optical image stabilization, as well as a 12 megapixel ultra wide module, 15 millimeter equivalent. Zoom shots are handled by a 10 megapixel telephoto, 75 millimeter with a 3x zoom and a 10 megapixel periscope module, which brings up to 5x optical zoom. Both telephoto modules feature optical image stabilization. So here's some of the specs broken down right here. Uh, see that right here. See the camera layout on the back here. Pretty nice, the layout there. I like the glass around the four cameras. Again, we detailed out the four cameras there, and obviously there's a flash and probably the sensor here. Under the hood, the Mix Fold 3 has a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset with up to 16 gigabytes RAM and 1 terabyte storage. Mix Fold 3 gains a larger 4800 milliamp battery with the same 67-watt charging as the Mix Fold 2, but added 50 wireless charging. All of those features again are better than the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. I think Samsung kept the same battery at 4400 milliamps. They don't have 67 wired charging. I think it was like 40 or something. And I think they have like 20, 25 wireless charging, or 15, I want to say. So again, the Mix Fold 3 again is beating Samsung in the specs category so far. The software side is covered by the MIUI 14 based on Android 14, Android 13, sorry. Again, here 67 watts wired and 50 watts wire charging. So again, 10 minutes to 36%, 40 minutes for 100% wired charging, 10 minutes for 26%, 55 minutes to 100% on wire charging. So this thing charges really fast. It's definitely faster than what the Z Fold 5 does charge. Z Mix Fold comes in glass and composite fiber back versions, and prices being the same regardless of the material choice. Here right here you have the breakdown of the price, and this again these are in Chinese yuan. So the equivalent here is for the 12 256 gigabyte variant is 1240 USD, 16 512 is 1377, and 16 1 terabyte 1515. So those numbers or those dollar amounts may seem like they would be cheaper than what the Samsung is, but again, that is not a direct conversion. Again, they're not talking about fees or import taxes. So again, once you actually add in those, the prices will probably be just about the same as you will get on your Z Fold 5 or your Pixel Fold as well. So it won't be much cheaper, if cheaper at all. So, and again, this is before I even go there, pre-orders are in China. Pre-orders in China are open starting today, and while official sales are set to begin on August 16th, Xiaomi did not mention any availability details of international markets. And that is the key right there as to why I don't think this phone will dethrone Samsung Z Fold 5 as the #1 foldable phone because of availability. As we know, Samsung phones are available worldwide from the start. Um, this phone is only available in China, again, with no words or mention on if it will be coming to the West or other international markets. So that's going to hold it back from obviously dethroning the Z Fold 5, which again we know they are the #1 seller in the foldable markets, that is Samsung, in both the flip and the fold. So Xiaomi does have an uphill battle to climb because they are not available elsewhere. But people who, from some of the early previews I've seen, people love the phones, even from the previous models. Phones are actually pretty good. But again, in order for them to actually compete, they need to get these phones out there in the market to more people in order for them to actually get a hand on it and actually hold the device. I've never actually had to hold one of these devices because again, they're not here in America, so I can't get my hands on it to actually give it a test run and see how it is and how it shapes up to the Z Fold 5. But again, just according from the specs and from the early previews, it is a good phone. It does challenge Samsung in a lot of key areas and features. So again, competition is good. I think Samsung needs some competition at this point because they're kind of keep on doing the same thing year after year. So Samsung needs to get that kick in the butt so they can actually step their game up and start innovating a little bit more in this space. All right, but that is everything I have for you. Let me know what your thoughts are about the Mix Fold 3. If you're in China or if you are going to import this some kind of way, let me know what your thoughts are. Or if you use the previous devices, how are they? And let me know what you think down in the comment section. Thank you for taking time out to watch this video. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And chances are, if you like this video, your friends may like this video too. So like and share this video as well. Also, if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to soundsnerdy.com where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web covering Apple, Samsung, Android, Google, computing, and even more general tech news, all at soundsnerdy.com. And if you want even more tech news, click on one of these two links right here. And until next video, guys, stay nerdy.